Alright, no face cam, just audio today. And I haven't done a wrestling video slash podcast slash audio clip in a very long time, and you're gonna get that. But there's a lot more on my plate than I want to do. That I got tournaments for Earthbound and Zola 2 now, so that's putting that's kind of taking up my time with content. I still want to learn Final Fantasy Mystic Quest speedrun, the 100% category. That's gonna be like my newest run. I have to learn that, and I'm probably gonna be streaming that, just playing it casually, just to see how fast I can do it casually. That's coming up. 65, 535 slimes. I still haven't done that in forever, in a fucking decade. What else? Yeah. So other shit. It's like really. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry for anyone who likes my wrestling content. Sorry I haven't done any wrestling content for you. But I've been meaning to. Damn it. I just need to find a damn time. Which I have not. As I adjust my new blue snowball. Anyway, so as y'all know, I don't really watch any more WWE because I'm not supporting them because they have an alcoholic as a champion. Still do, by the way. And they make him, just because, Roman Reigns is his cousin. It's like, oh yeah, you're alright, then go right ahead. They'll keep they'll keep their eyes on you. Probably something like that. So, fuck WWE. I'm not watching their programming ever again. I'm not watching a full show of their programming. I'll watch a full show of NWA. I'll watch a full show of AEW, because they don't have dudes or chicks or any other gender of person who has documented substance issues performing at a high level on their shows. But I do watch YouTube clips of WWE. And one of these was regarding the most pointless concept in WWE history, aka the draft and brand split. So I've been catching up on that from listening to Solo Monster and Good Mic Work and other content creators who have way more of a subscriber and follower base and a bigger audience than me, because I suck and they don't at making this stuff. But whatever. Like, seriously, I just put like 2 pictures and a little phrase, and I'm calling this like a big video. What the fuck, man? But I don't really get paid for this. I don't really give a fuck. Anyways. And so everything and I do mean like everything, like 95% of the draft happened exactly as I predicted. Like, most of it happened exactly as I predicted. And that's not a good look for WWE, but WWE doesn't need to care, because WWE has, sweet Saudi money and Killer Coleman money and and Make-A-Wish moolah and other stuff like that. So they don't really need to worry about any of that shit. But one little segment, I guess, caught the eye of the wrestling world and its viewing public. That segment being the title swap. The title swap. Oh my god. WWE has entered an era where you just be like, I'm on SmackDown and you're on Raw. I have Raw's ladies title and you have SmackDown's ladies title. I guess we should just swap these. Like, yeah, bruh. Like, god damn it. And apparently on SmackDown on Friday, which I was watching at a bar. I went on a Tinder date, and I went to a bar to sing some karaoke with this Tinder date. It didn't go real well. She was kind of really shy, and it was kind of like, it sucked. But I was watching SmackDown. Only because it was on the bar. It was on the TV in the bar. Like, I'll watch it if it's there. I'm not gonna fire it up from my own home and give them the rating spike there. No, I'm not doing that. But I'll watch it if it's in public. Why not? I don't care. And so I'm seeing this title swap live, and I'm seeing, Becky wants to win both championships again, which they should have been unified at WrestleMania 35, because that would have made perfect sense. But no, don't know why. Fucking dumb. But never mind my incoherent rambling. So she throws the belt at Charlotte, which was supposed to happen. But then I guess they were supposed to do a thing with Bianca Belair, who really should have the unified titles. She should possess all three ladies titles. The WWE, the Raw, SmackDown, and NXT ladies titles, because she's the only chick really worth watching on WWE. She's athletic, she has good speaking skills, she has good storytelling skills, has a really good look, is very believable. I'm a Bianca Belair fan. I really am. And then, as Charlotte and Bianca are doing their segment, I guess, Becky was supposed to be in it, and Becky's like, I don't care, you go do your thing. And apparently Charlotte was mad about that, and mad to the point where she wanted to actually confront and assault Becky Lynch. And then she got booted from the building. And I guess her husband, or fiance, Andrade El Idolo. Whatever, dude. I was never a fan of Andrade anyways. But really, Andrade the Idol, that's what El Idolo means in Spanish. The Idol. It's okay, bro. Had a good match against Pac, whatever the fuck you want to call him, on AEW. But I'm going off subject. And apparently everyone's like, oh my god, Charlotte Flair might leave WWE, and WWE might fire her or something. Let me tell all of you something right now. I'm going to start with Charlotte. Then I'm going to move on to Becky. I have seen Charlotte Flair working as a wrestling performer since 2013 when she was in NXT. Okay? I've seen clips of her, on WWE's YouTube channel, and before they had network, she was on NXT. She sucked then, and she sucks now. Charlotte Flair's like a nut hair better than her brother David. Okay? She's very, 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 very overrated as a performer. Okay? Her matches are fine, I guess. Match quality doesn't mean shit in this day and age where everyone can put on a good quality match, because we're not doing what we were doing 25 years ago, and and trying to freaking murder each other in an ECW, or even 20 years ago in WWE. And it's not 30 or 35 years ago where for every 9 performers who were not athletic, 1 was athletic. Now everyone's athletic. Now everyone can do cool weapon spots and not kill each other. So the fact that Charlotte can put on a good match is irrelevant. Okay? Really is. So how is she as a speaker? Compared to her dad, she's god-awful. She's horrible. There's maybe a couple of promos from her that I'm oh wow, okay, surely, Charlotte really means what she says here. Okay? Other than that, it's it's like barely serviceable, barely. Okay, Charlotte's look, well, if she needs to get plastic surgery in her mid to late 30s, right? I think she's born in 86, 85 even. I know she's a couple of years younger than me. Or maybe she's as old as I am. No, that's Asuka. Asuka's going to be 40 this year, which is crazy. Asuka, 40 years old, she still looks like she's like 27. Charlotte looked like she was pushing 40 when she was 27. So her look is piss poor. And if I were Charlotte, I'd be, I would embrace that and just look as ugly as possible and like just get ridiculous muscles and shit like that and look like Nicole Bass back in the day and back in the Attitude days and back in the ECW days. Y'all remember Nicole Bass, right? That woman was like brick shit Amazon. You know what I mean? That'd be a better look for Charlotte Flair. She should be able to just kick everyone's ass. Instead be like what? 6'1" and weighs like 140 or something like that, but like it's all plastic now. Plastic tits, plastic ass. But look is piss poor. Charlotte is mediocre. Charlotte was mediocre close to a decade ago when she started, and she's pretty much mediocre now. So that's why I don't care about Charlotte Flair. And yes, you could say that, well, she's related to Ric Flair. How are you going to top that? How are you going to do that? And so, it's easy. You don't need to. You don't need to be as amazing as your father. You just need to remind viewers of your father when you do promos, when you work matches. Like, I'd love for Charlotte Flair to just get on the mic and go like, what you see right here is... You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. And it's not like she can't do it. All she could do is just ask her dad, hey, Dad, how do I sound like you in the mid-'80s? And then Ric Flair could be like, well, you see, all you gotta do is just watch me. That kind of stuff. But no. Doesn't want to do that. She wants to be her own person. Hate that. Not everyone's The Rock. Not everyone can be so removed from what their from the gimmicks of their family. You know what I mean? Like, no. Like, I'd never want to see Rock try to act like his father, Soulman Rocky Johnson. Like, no. Ew. Absolutely not. I'd never want to see Rock act like his grandfather, Peter Maivia. Fuck no. Because he tried doing that, I think so. I don't know if he tried doing that or not, but like, if he were to try, he would fail. And some second, third, whatever generation performers are forced into that, and some of them can break out of it. Randy Orton's another good example. Like, why would I want to see Randy Orton act like Cowboy Bob? Like, no. I can't see that. Or even like Orton's grandfather, And the thing with Charlotte Flair is that she's like just a little bit better than her brother David was. That's all I gotta say about her. So I don't care about her. I don't care what happens to Charlotte Flair. She can go to AEW. She can go to NWA. In fact, she would be really good in NWA. Because if Charlotte Flair gets fired from WWE, or if she decides not to re-sign her contract or something, and she actually does get to go to a different promotion, different organization, she would go. I would love for her to go to NWA and be the chick version of Ric Flair in NWA. That would be fantastic. But until that happens, which it will never, Charlotte Flair is going to be in WWE until she's going to be performing in WWE as a competitor, as a performer, until she's like 50, okay? Maybe even until she's like 60. That's how it is nowadays, alright? Which means she's going to be boring, she's going to be predictable, and she's going to suck. You know what I mean? And she's going to be unimpressive and totally forgettable. Totally forgettable. How many times has she won that women's title? 13. They're trying to make her win it 16 times, just like, her dad. Yeah, there's 2 significant reigns in there. Maybe. In fact, I'd wager that there was actually just one. That was when she had the Divas title in 2014 or something, and they changed it to the ladies title. That was the only one where I was like, oh shit. Everything else, very forgettable. That's not good. Okay. Now, Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch wore out her welcome 2 years ago. And now I don't give a flying shit about her. I just don't. The man gimmick was great when 3 years ago when she turned bad, but not really because against Charlotte, and but when the fans really wanted her to start breaking out against the establishment and stuff like that, and being stone cold, being like Austin, being like a female version of Austin, that gave her momentum. And just like with Bryan Danielson in 2014, WWE had to take notice. They had to do something with it. They said, okay, well, we can't make her act we can't make this woman act like a bad girl because she can't be bad, because fans like it when she acts bad. So let's embrace it. And that happened, and she won both titles at WrestleMania 35, which was really cool, good feel-good moment. I loved that. It was awesome. And then it got stale. Got stale real quick because Becky Lynch is one-dimensional. She really is. And I'm not saying that as an insult. I'm saying that because it's true. And I'm saying that because it's accurate. So, what I mean by one-dimensional, it's Becky Lynch can either be the happy-go-lucky type, or she can be, or she can do the man character. The thing about the man character is that gets predictable really fast. Again, if we're going to compare her, if we're going to say that she's the chick version of Steve Austin, how long did Steve Austin's run? How long was that? Let's see. Let's see. It was mid-96. After he won the King of the Ring is when you started seeing him act all brash and really just in your face, right? Until about 2001, right? WrestleMania 17, and then he just hugs on Vince McMahon and stuff like that. And fans still liked it because they were still kind of living vicariously through his actions even at that time. And he even mentions that in several interviews and several shoot interviews and in documentaries and stuff. But then what happened? Came back to that after the alliance thing, after the invasion. Okay? And then what happened? He retired. Now, he retired in 2003 at WrestleMania 19. No. Austin was already, he was on his way out in mid-2002 at 37 years old, or 38 years old, okay? The thing about wrestling performance and gimmicks and stuff is that you need to always be reinventing, but You can't go too far with it, okay? And of everyone who I've seen over the last few years in wrestling, there's like 2 that have done it, or 3 now that have done this. There's 2 that have done this without a complete overhaul. The first is Roman Reigns with the head of the table gimmick. Awesome change. Just a slight change, still kind of has the Samoan swagger that he kind of developed in 2017 when he was going up against Cena, when he stopped doing like the cartoony promos and started actually acting like a Samoan thug would, and of course the other one is MJF. Now, why can MJF keep getting away with being his kind of character? It's because he knows the psychology. He knows the psychology of fans. He knows the psychology of his gimmick, of his character, and who he's working with. Do these 2 chicks on the screen right now, do you think either of those 2 know what MJF knows? Absolutely not. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because they have zero, and I mean zero, zero incentive to. AEW and its performers have a great incentive in front of them. They have the tools and the resources to compete directly with WWE. However, they are not nearly as big as WWE. So, this means they need to do their best to see if they can bring former WWE fans into their product. Okay? This is why you're seeing I don't want to talk about anyone who's already been established. That's why you see women like Britt Baker go through almost a complete and total metamorphosis over just 2 damn years. Meanwhile, what are we seeing from these 2? From Charlotte Flair, we're seeing the same shit for almost a goddamn decade. Okay? Let that sink in, man. Let that sink in. And she's not able to pull it off like her dad. She isn't. Same with Becky Lynch. For about 5 or so years, right? For 5 or 6 years, 7-ish. She'll go from like the happy-go-lucky one, I just did it, oh man, oh darn, that kind of stuff, to the man, you know what I mean? But even that runs out of steam, because she doesn't know the psychology behind it, and doesn't need to, because it's WWE, and WWE can go on autopilot and phone things in for as long as they probably need to before seeing any actual competition in AEW, which is not going to be for a very long time, probably about 5 years. Now, why do I not care about this feud? Why do I not care about these 2 women at all in WWE? It's because I've seen it. It's become the Orton versus Cena. Okay, Orton versus Cena walked so that Lynch versus Flair could run. Right? How many times have we seen Cena versus Orton in the late 2000s? How many times could we afford to see it without falling asleep? And they've had like 2 good matches against each other. Of all over 9,000 of them. They had the I Quit match, right? That was pretty damn good. And the Iron Man match. That was also really fantastic. Okay? I haven't seen anything even remotely resembling that from these 2. And they've been feuding on and off for 5 years. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. As we continue to watch WWE just phone everything in and just get really good at being really mediocre. Like as mediocre as, I don't know, just mediocre. As MJF would say, mid. WWE, Raw is mid. It's not SmackDown, it's mid down. Or Smack mid. It's not NXT, it's mid XT. It sucks, man. This has turned into something different, but sucks what WWE's become. But something they used to watch religiously, now it's just like, even Jimmy Uso being an alcoholic and still being on TV, notwithstanding, it still kind of breaks my heart, and it still kind of breaks my heart to see what happened to WWE. And I'm not going to sit here and say that it's an enjoyable product anymore, because it isn't. And it sucks. And AEW, I'm not like, okay, and I'm not like saying that I'm a big AEW fan, I'm a big AEW fanboy, because I'm not. Okay? Like, there's literally two reasons why I'll ever watch AEW. It's MJF, and just because she looks like the perfect woman that I would ever visualize or whatever. She fits my description of the perfect woman. Chris Statlander. Okay? Like, I have a crush on that woman. She's fantastic. Other than that, like, I don't care about either of these two. WWE, AEW, or Becky Lynch, or Charlotte Flair. Like, why these two have ladies' titles is fucking beyond me. Man. Oh, just disappointed. It really sucks. Anyways, so that's that's my little rant on this. Lynch versus Flair, don't care. And the brand split, please, for the love of every fucking deity in the universe, WWE, could you please end the brand split? No, what's not in the brand split? Let's not unify the titles. Let's do a goddamn title swap. Fucking awesome. Alright, I'm out. Gotta go to bed. Good night, everybody.